Welcome, everyone. This is the Division 3 championship game. We have, of course, Leba Days facing off against Meta Mayhem. I am your play-by-play analyst, Pease Delariz, otherwise known as Paulo Del Rocca. The color commentators for this game are GM Coletto S and Simon Dagenet, who nobody likes or cares about. The head referee for this game is, in fact, Jack Nudie. The umpire is Jocelyn DeBroy. Deep umpire is Steve Hodhod. And scorekeeping this game is scorekeeping extraordinaire Jonathan Louis. GM, what do you think about this game heading into it?
I'm very excited to see how these two teams' seasons have unfolded thus far. We're going to see a lot of high-powered offense, the defenses that really shift well. It's going to be a little bit difficult for Meta Mayhem, having just found out that Jeremy Anderson will not be playing in this game, being away in the Dominican Republic. And that will definitely hurt their chances at on the defensive side. A stalwart two-way player, he will definitely be missed, but I think it's still up to Meta Mayhem to win it for him.
And that's the best kind of way to be on the IR, of course, to be in the Dominican Republic. Simon, what do you think of Le Bade's chances in this game?
I think they're really good. We've been high on the Buddies for a while now. They've been a favorite in the playoffs since week 1 of the playoffs, week 12. They've been playing pretty good. I think they have a good chance at winning this. I think it's going to come down to their offense. Can they actually put up with Alawak? And if they can, I think their defense is going to make that stop they need to win the game.
Well, Le Bade start with the ball as Dupuis ready to take the snap. Gets the ball. And he throws it deep. And it's a touchdown.
Post route wide open.
Joyeuse Paquette, as Guillaume Paquette brings it in for a touchdown. And no one's been able to run with him all season. 20 touchdowns in regular season. Why would we think it'd be any different tonight? A great game, first play by Le Bades. Way to set the tempo. Simo, what are your thoughts?
We saw Terrence Adams, Meta Mayhem's rusher, go around the rusher, try to get into Dupuis' head, going around side instead of going straight at him. It cost him a bit of time, gave Dupuis that extra second he needed to find his receiver down the field. He did it. Might have been the wrong way to start the rush.
And here we go with the convert, as Le Bades will go for one. And there we go. Paquette makes
again.
the catch. Absolutely. And after one play, it is now 7-0 Le Bades. Meta Mayhem, of course, known as a quick strike team as well. Do you guys think that we'll see them take a shot right away, or will they try and need up some time?
I think they're going deep now. Alawak has a lot of championship experience. He knows what he's doing. He knows his receiver corps. I think they're going to go deep right away, try to put up with them, and try not to get intimidated by the Buddies' offense.
I think we're going to see an overload on the left side with both Danny Demore and Nowakowski there, both deep threats as well.
And the ball thrown by Hollowak to Moscato, just off target. Just slightly thrown too low for snapper Jeff Moscato on that one.
Alawak, the only player in FPF that plays with shin pads.
Yeah, he does. He really wants to protect those shins. And Le Bades, of course, trying to protect their side of the field as they line up on defense against this Meta Mayhem offense. Hollowak with the ball, steps back. Wide open is Jeff Moscato.
Oh.
Thrown a little too late. Couldn't quite get his hands on it. Great defensive play by Gauthier, number 33 at Le Bades. Alex Gauthier, of course, one of the shutdown defenders in Division 3.
It looked like Hollowak was a little bit flustered there, trying to find the open man. Moscato was heading out over his left shoulder and was unable to corral it in as it came a little bit too far to his right.
And I mean, that's the part of the field that was open, so it was a decent spot, but just Moscato was not in the area to catch that ball. And Hollowak getting the ball now, throwing it to the sideline, and the closest players were Bades, Danny Demore, looking a little bit out of sync with quarterback to start. They'll punt it, and Le Bade will take over.
Was it just they didn't sync together? Was it bad communication, or did Alawak miss a throw?
I don't even know if it was missed because both behind. There were two Buddies defenders behind Danny Demore, and I think it just seemed to put it. It was the best move to either put it out of bounds or only where Danny could catch it.
And Le Bade is back on offense now as Fred Dupuis waiting for the ball, gets a snap, delivers. Great catch by the snapper. Number 3 is Shane Turgeon. No, it's not Shane Turgeon.
Shane Turgeon injured. It is Vincent Couture.
Vincent Couture, that's it. Sorry about that.
So we've known Les Buddies to be a franchise good for the defense, but with Fred Dupuis at quarterback now, this this team turn into a high-octane offense, are they the perfect double threat?
It's absolutely for sure. You have a quick read quarterback. He's making those reads right away. He finds the open man. And you mentioned it before as well, with Terrence Adams not taking a straight route at him right away, it gave him that extra second to find that post for 40 yards.
And Julien Dubé being the open receiver on that one, on a quick hook on the outside. Dupuis showing some patience as Meta Mayhem trying to take the deep ball away. Now it'll be his execution as they are in the Meta Mayhem side of the field. Dupuis gets the ball, looks, delivers. Oh, and just out of reach for
JC Charbonneau.
JC Binet.
JC Bennett, my mistake.
That was a very nicely placed ball by Dupuis. There was a good read as well. Might have been miscommunication with his receiver where he was actually going with the ball, but that was a good shot.
Bennett also going in with one hand, just a little bit over his shoulder.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been an easy catch. That being said, got some separation. Looked to them to try and take advantage of that later in this game. Dupuis, let's see what they run in this play. He gets the ball in his hand, checks it, throws it deep, ridden out of bounds, incomplete pass. We see some great defense on that play.
By Cornelius and
Big
Danny
third
Demore.
down coming up
Yeah,
here.
Cornelius Furley making a great play. Cornelius Furley is a guy we haven't talked a lot about this season, but he's come up big in some key moments, Jim.
I think for sure that when you look at the star power on Meta Mayhem, it's easy to overlook someone like Cornelius Furley and just what he brings to the table. A lot of quarterbacks don't look his way because he stays step for step with every receiver placed in front of him. So he doesn't always have the statistics, but that's just because of the fact that he's consistent blanket coverage. They have him on Paquette right now.
And here we go. Dupuis with the ball. Dupuis got a and that ball, of course, was incomplete, thrown to the sideline. Dupuis got a very nice pump fake, GM. He's used a lot this game. Still, it's not getting him the separation he thought he would get with his receivers. That's a credit to Meta Mayhem's defense, I think.
And the fact that they're not pumping, they're not biting on the pump fake.
Critical
He's
fourth
got
down.
great mechanics, a lot of power behind his throw, but he's not fooling them as of yet.
And on fourth down, Dupuis waiting for the snap again. Gets it in his hands, looks to his right, delivers on his left, and Guillaume Paquette, second touchdown of the game. They're just carving up the defense whenever they want to hit that switch. They press 11 for Guillaume Paquette, and it's a touchdown every time. Simon, thoughts?
That was a risky decision. You had your snapper wide open on the first down marker. You went and you hit the double coverage. You had a good window. He has a good arm. Risky decision to hit in double coverage. Still managed to squeeze it in. Touchdown. This might get nasty fast.
It was interesting to see Danny Demore and Cornelius Furley change coverage on that play, and it looked like Danny wasn't able to get there in time, and Paquette just had the ball right in his hands waiting.
On the convert, rolling right, and caught. No, JC Binet. I think his body landed out of bounds before he had possession. Pretty good call by Steve Hodhod. What do you guys think?
I trust Hodhod's instincts. He's been very good on these kind of calls on the sidelines and stuff. I think if he calls something, I have to agree with him.
And I hear he's charming in the first date.
He's absolutely beautiful. I mean, it's one thing for us to speculate about the call from up here in the booth, but just having that right angle and being right there in front of it, it's easy to make that call for Steve, a veteran official as well.
Now the Meta Mayhem offense on. Hollowak looking right, checking back left. Wide open is James Nowakowski. An ugly ball gets picked off.
Sébastien Simon
Sébastien
read
Simon,
it the
great
whole
play.
way, covered that corner route, and Nowakowski just couldn't get back in time.
Well, Nowakowski was actually hoping. He actually got past Sébastien Simon. He actually made it to the end zone, but all the way through back foot, couldn't get some good pressure on the ball, underthrew his receiver. Nowak at the comeback, picked off. Good pick by Sébastien Simon.
And that's a ball Hollowak normally throws very well. So to see that was a little bit surprising to me.
So as of now, Meta Mayhem are starting not in the best of scenarios right
No, they're
now.
down 13-0 in Lebades with the ball in their own end zone. And that's a quick check down to Vincent Coitu. Very nice pass by Fred Dupuis, just getting some yardage, getting out of his end zone.
He's not a quarterback that tends to get sacked anyways, but just to be able to have that separation from the end zone, not having to worry about a safety, and being able to focus more downfield is huge. It doesn't matter if you're a pocket passer or a mobile QB.
Dupuis is really in his rhythm right now. I think the rusher is not having any effect on him right now, and he feels so comfortable that he has a very dangerous offense.
And we see Dupuis with Zorko bearing down on him. Actually, no, it's Terrence Adams. Ball thrown in. Gauthier with and it's called a catch. Alex Gauthier with the catch. And it looks to be just shy of the first down.
Just to touch on what we were mentioning a
My
little
mistake.
bit more,
It is the first down.
just to touch on Dupuis being a pocket passer, I think it's also limiting the fact that Terrence Adams is not able to go for those bad downs to leave his feet because of the fact that Fred Dupuis has been so prevalent right now with those pump fakes. It's easy to fall for those, and right now I think Terrence is just giving him that respect.
And Adams, all he's got to do is keep running at him, hoping that he can start to apply pressure. But it'll be tough against Fred Dupuis as he gets the ball in his hand. He looks, and Adams finally he can't. The ball comes out of Dupuis' hand, and
Dupuis definitely looking for a flag
and
there.
he's not
going to
get
that
it.
he hasn't received it.
He's not going to get it. Just a great defensive play by Terrence Adams.
He got to the QB fast, what we were talking about. He actually put pressure on Dupuis. Dupuis was forced to go to his check down, couldn't connect, couldn't actually get his arm up on time. He was forced by a rusher. Good play by Terrence
Not
Adams.
only that, but we're going to see now for at least the next few drives, Dupuis is going to have more of an eye on Terrence Adams than before. And even if Adams isn't getting there 100% of the time, now he's in the back of Dupuis' mind.
They say that 60% of the time it works every time. As Dupuis waiting to get the ball, still in base formation, looking right, looking left, pump fake, throwing it out, and a drop by Julien Dubé.
Once again, Terrence Adams got to the quarterback. Dupuis released right before he got sacked. Good pressure back by Terrence Adams. He's back in his rhythm. This defense is actually starting to look like something.
A little bit of chirp there as well from Adams, handing back the flag to Fred Dupuis. I think this is definitely a rivalry we're going to have to see unfold here because it's a matchup that we're going to keep coming back to again and again.
And Adams known, of course, for being a little bit chirpy, so I'm not surprised. Well, we'll see how the match, like you said, GM, how that battle of will go on as the game goes on. And looking deep, he has JC Binet. Oh, the ball goes right through his hands. Maybe a little bit of pressure. And we see, of course, the ball being now punted and it turned over to Meta Mayhem.
Fred Dupuis had a little bit more time there with the rush of Terrence Adams being interrupted by his own player, Thomas Zorko. But even with that, he was unable to find J.C. Binet in the back of the end zone.
I think it's because of the way they line up on defense where Terrence Adams is behind Thomas Zorko that's been costing him to sidestep his own player. It's been costing him a lot of time.
Alex Holloway now back on offense, getting the ball. Delayed route by Jeff Moscato and just a poor delivery again by Alex Holloway. What do you guys think has affected Holloway coming into this game? We know he's got championship experience. What has it been that has had him so out of rhythm as we see Labor Days taking a 13-0 lead deep in the first half?
I think a lot of it also has to do with his receivers. When it doesn't, I don't know who the matchup is, but with any receiver on the field, it's very, very difficult to get separation from the buddies. The defenders are very aggressive. They jump everything, and it doesn't matter which of these matchups you have. It's difficult to shake those defenders.
And we see Alex Holloway making the throw out to Danny Love D'Amour. Danny making a great catch on the sideline between two defenders. A very tight window, as you explained, GM. Do you guys think that he'll have to continue to make these throws, or can they do something conceptually to start getting some separation?
Well, from the way I see it, the rusher is really affecting Holloway right now. He needs to find something to get the rusher off his edge. He's always throwing at the last second. He doesn't look comfortable in the pocket.
Holloway rolling right, getting tackled. And we see Marc-Antoine Bellini making a great tackle on the Alex Holloway as he was bearing down on him, making a play to his right.
Just to piggyback onto Simon's statement, I think something that would be a little bit more necessary to try and get that time is to have the center, Jeff Moscato, running quick drags underneath the rusher to try and get that separation, and even just to find Jeff on those quick drags for that extra yardage.
I think that's a good idea. Of course, we're talking about the rusher, the unknown buddy, Eric Vigneault, has done a great job all season. It hasn't gotten necessarily the press that he's deserved. Holloway looking to his right, hitting Moscato. Great catch.
On that drag out.
On the drag out, not to the side of the rusher, but still good play design, getting the ball in Moscato's hands.
Still, we saw Holloway release right before the rusher got there. The fact that he actually went for a run for the first down on the last play actually got forced to Eric Vigneault to actually break down before him, not rush so fast. Oluwak is really starting to get his rhythm back. We see that this offense actually looking like the one Meta Mayhem usually runs with.
Not only that, it seems like Meta Mayhem's quick strike offense is going to need to take a seat on the back burner right now because this seems to be what's open and what's working for them as of now.
Hollowak getting the ball, trying to see what's open on this play. Delay route again by Jeff Moscato. This time he hits it. And GM, good call as we see him getting the first down, undercutting the rusher like you described. Worked out well.
And moonwalking it back, trying to get those extra yards after completion. It will be enough. It looks like it will be enough for a first down.
Jeff Moscato is definitely an unsung hero in the Meta Mayhem team. He's a snapper. He's a check down for Oluwak. He's a great defender on defense. He's very underrated.
And we see Meta Mayhem taking the ball in just on the shadow of the goal line here. Alex Hollowak makes the call. Ball snap, looks right, rolls right, throws it to the cone, and it is incomplete. Great defense. There was just a somewhat of a moment where it looked like it could have been open, but gets knocked down instead.
Aggressive man coverage. You saw everyone shifted. Everyone on Les Buddies shifted right with their receiver. Sebastien Simon followed Jeff Moscato the whole way. And Paquette was just able to interrupt the ball intended for Danny Damour.
Yeah, Paquette made a great play on that one. Simon, what do you think?
To call man-to-man coverage on such short yardage, I think it's a bit cocky for defense, but it's working for them. They're very good athletes. And right now, Meta Mayhem's offense looks very frustrated.
And we see the ball falling incomplete, thrown somewhat behind James Nowakowski. Alex Hollowak starting to roll out to disrupt the rush. However, it seems to be rushing his throws as well.
This is definitely a definitive drive for Meta Mayhem early on. They're definitely going to need to score here because otherwise it's just going to be a nightmare coming back from a 13-0 and giving the Buddies back the ball here.
Hollowak setting. Gets the ball, a bit of a high snap.
There it
Ball
is.
out to Moscato. There we go. And it's now 13-6. Jeff Moscato with the touchdown. Is this a new game, boys?
I think it definitely gives Meta Mayhem life. It's going to give them the confidence to go step for step with Les Buddies as well. I don't know if Alex Hollowak has an earpiece in hearing what we have to say about the under route in front of the rusher, but it seems to be working for him thus far.
Maybe he's just good at reading defenses, GM.
I like to think it's the former rather than the
Yeah.
latter, but we all know what caliber quarterback Alex Hollowak is, how well he's done moving amongst the ranks in FPF.
And he gets the ball, delivers to Danny Damour on the convert, and it is called good. It is now 13-7. That's a big convert, with Les Buddies having made a convert earlier in this game.
That was a very nicely designed play with Danny Damour cutting in front of DBs and catching it right on the line. I think that's the kind of play that they're going to need to go back to a lot more if they want to switch sides from it. But Oluwak is really on key with his receivers, and this might pay off.
Les Buddies offense back on, and we see Fred Dupuis scanning the field, waiting for the snap. With the ball in his hand, makes a great move on Terrence Adams, delivers, great catch by Gauthier. Gauthier cutting up the field, and he is stopped just outside the red zone. That was a wonderful play, and that battle between Terrence Adams and Fred Dupuis rages on.
Jeff Moscato is limping. Terrence Adams came back to get a tackle, jumped right in front of Jeff Moscato. He seemed to got his leg hurt. He's limping back to the sideline. This could be bad for Meta Mayhem.
And right 5 minutes before 5 plays, we see Jeff Moscato coming off, visibly upset, and Dupuis back with the ball in his hand. Great catch by Paquette as they get inch closer to the end zone.
Cornelius Fairley able to tackle him before entering the end zone here. It seems a little bit like with Jeff Moscato off on the sidelines, the wheels are falling off a little bit for Meta Mayhem. They're going to need to really corral themselves back into this game here in order to still be relevant.
Moscato definitely the emotional leader on the defense, so absolutely looks that way. We see now Les Buddies setting up once again in base formation. Dupuis scans, sets, gets the ball in his hand, looks to his right, delivers, and just hits the ground as a diving attempt by Alex Gauthier.
With only seven eligible players for Meta Mayhem tonight, to lose someone like Jeff Moscato could really be big for them. They're facing off a really big squad in the Buddies. If they start to go high tempo against the only 6-man team, they might get gassed fast.
And it seems like even the crowd is getting into this.
Yeah, they're starting to chant defense as the Meta Mayhem defense tries to stop Le Badais on a big down here. And some contact, but a great defensive play by Alex Hollowak on Alex Gauthier. As we see now, 4th down called from about 4 yards away. What do you think they're going to do to punch it in, Simo?
I think they're going to go back to a similar play. I think Dupuis really likes his big plays. I would love to see it with some sort of some cross in the back. Metamam is really playing the line in the scrimmage. If they would actually try to go deep, they could connect, but I think they're still going to go right in front of the end zone.
And another crowd chanting defense for Metamam and offense for Le Badais.
Oh!
Almost picked off by Danny Damore.
Huge play by Danny Damore. He read the play perfectly. There was someone behind him. He was sitting in front of the end zone, but he
And
actually...
it looks like there's a lot of words right now between Cornelius Furley and Fred Dupuis. That's something that's going to rage on as well. Meta Mayhem are fired up here in this one.
We see the turnover on downs now as Meta Mayhem's offense gets back on the field. Honestly, huge play. And like you said, GM, we still see some words being exchanged. I think it's getting heated, but it's the right kind of excitement for this championship game.
Jeff Moscato is back in too, as snapper.
And he sets to deliver ball to Hollowak does. Runs at the lay route again, but it's thrown outside to Danny Damore. The flag is tossed out by Guillaume Paquette before it's returned to Danny Damore.
A very odd catch by Danny Damore. He didn't catch it really with his hands, more with his arms. But
His arms in his gut.
Yeah, it seemed like he almost cradled it like a baby.
But he still
That's how you catch a baby, GM. Everyone knows that.
That's not how you catch a baby. That is not true.
Well, I don't know, Simo. How many babies have you caught in your lifetime?
Definitely more than you if you catch him that way.
That's actually true. And the Meta Mayhem offense back out there. Hollowak in the ball. Thrown too short for James Nowakowski again.
Jeff Moscato wide open in the middle of the field as well with the Buddies defenders shifting.
But we see, of course, Alex Hollowak throwing off his back foot again, being disrupted. It's like he's not even seeing what's happening in the middle of the field.
With only 2 minutes left in the game, in the first half, the 5 plays, what do you see here? Should Meta Mayhem slow down the pace and actually try to use all the possible minutes they can on the clock, or should they actually try to punch it in and try to get Les Buddies caught off guard?
We see how explosive Les Buddies have been on offense thus far, and what's working right now for Meta Mayhem is the short ball, just marching it up. So honestly, I think they need to hold on, take some more time in the huddle, kill the clock, and make sure that Les Buddies don't come back on offense this half.
That being said, we did see a couple of receivers running deep towards the middle of the field. I did see a hole there on that specific play, but that could be a bait. So if Hollowak wants to test it, he should be careful. And he now leads the offense back. We see, of course, base formation once again. Moscato with the ball, ready to snap it to Hollowak. He gets it, looks left, delivers left to Nowakowski. Nowakowski juggles but catches. And Gauthier deflags him and makes Nowakowski's insanely loose shirt even looser.
I was just thinking of that as well. It seems like that shirt right now is definitely more of a hindrance than a help, because all the Buddies defender had to do was pull on the shirt and the flag came off relatively easily.
Jim, it's because you don't know about swagger. He's trying to get this swag going on for himself. It's going to look good later on.
Or it'll age terribly. Hollowak with the ball, looking left, delivers left. And a great catch by Cornelius Furley.
I'm really surprised about the way Hollowak is playing this game. He's been successful going deep a lot with his team being a rapid-fire team. They're slowing it down. They're hitting short routes. They're hitting slants, hooks. I'm really surprised they're not actually hitting the deep ball when it's open.
And they have 5 plays left. I think they're just trying to eat up the plays now.
I think it's also a testament to Hollowak's development and caliber as a quarterback, especially in Division III, having learned and really taking what the defense is giving him.
Hollowak in the ball, looking at what the defense is giving on this play. It's dunked to Danny Damore. Some contact, the ball dropped. Honestly, just been tight defense on both sides, for both defenses, and we see yet another great play in the middle of the field.
That was a very risky throw by Hollowak. He tried to hit Danny Damore in between 2 defenders, ended up being tipped down. Might not have been the best decision he's made this game.
Meta Mayhem's offense taking it now with less than 5 plays, as we know. Hollowak looks, reads the defense, sets, gets the ball, looks left, cocks his body,
Hard man
delivers.
coverage there.
That's some
And it didn't look like there was anything really for him.
no.
Every receiver was covered by blanket coverage of the Buddies defense.
And the Buddies offense now taking over with a few plays.
We've mentioned how the Budweiser's defense has been really good all season long. Tonight is another example. They're playing man-to-man coverage, and it's working really well for them.
So obviously priority one for Meta Mayhem right now, prevent Les Buddies from scoring and taking a further lead in this game.
The Buddies get the ball. Dupuis looks. Again, that pump fake. He hits Julien Dubé. And another touchdown. That's a huge score right before the half. Now it is 20-7. Les Buddies.
It looked like Danny Demore had a little bit of trouble deciding between Guillaume Paquette and Julien Dubé, trying to find out who the ball was intended for, having both receivers in his zone, and he just wasn't able to get the ball in time.
It looked like miscommunication between the defenders. They should have played the end zone instead of playing the first down or their shorter coverage. There's not a lot of plays left. They let their buddies score before the half. This might have been a very costly decision for them.
And we see Les Buddies now right at the red zone marker. As we see them take the field for the 1-point convert.
Dupuis rolls out.
And a catch by Guillaume Paquette. 21-7. 27?
20-7.
27. Sorry about that. 20-7. As we see Meta Mayhem now looking a little bit desperate right before the half.
Dupuis has really been golden this season, but tonight he's really right on. He's fired up. He's throwing really nice passes. He's connecting with his receivers properly. This offense is really, really dangerous.
Meta Mayhem's offense looking to get a new spark as we see Terrence Adams taking the field for the first time on offense.
We're seeing a little bit of separation now between the Buddies defenders, obviously playing a little bit more cautiously on the deep ball here.
You see the wheel
Halak
thrown,
looks
underthrown.
Just underthrown. Intended target was Thomas Zorko, who is unable to get back to the ball in time.
On the dome, but if it wouldn't have been on the dome, might have been a pick. The defenses were really coming in hot. They're really playing deep, and they have to go for it. It's a very tough place to be as a quarterback.
Almost if it would have been like a wheel stop, he might have had more success just being able to find a spot in between the zone.
For once, I agree with you.
That's twice in 2 games, Simon. That's not bad. Alex Holloway getting the ball in his hand. Looking, delivering deep. And it's picked off.
By Sébastien Simon again
Sébastien
with his
Simon,
second pick of
and
the
he
night.
just chucks it to the sideline.
Definitely a way to end the half for Les Buddies, who currently lead by 13 points on Meta Mayhem.
And here we go. It's 20-7 as we get into the Sportira halftime show. GM, what do you think Meta Mayhem needs to do to come back into this game?
They're doing everything that they can so far. Halak is being very patient, taking what the defense is giving him. It's just been a few costly errors that have turned the tides for them here. The open play on the first drive of the game. Dupuis is finding open receivers. They need to hold coverage a little bit faster, give Terrence Adams that extra second to get to Fritz Dupuis, to get under his skin. It's definitely another matchup that we're going to see unfolding.
Simon, Les Buddies' defense has really stood out this game. What have they done to be able to really stifle Alex Holloway and what he is normally able to do?
Well, we've mentioned how Meta Mayhem usually goes for quick strikes. They usually go for deep balls. Les Buddies are playing man coverage, and they're not even trying to get the open field, which is the deep ball. They're actually trying to underthrow the receivers. Holloway has been throwing short. The receivers have been jumping routes. Defense looks really good, but if Holloway will really decide to give his receivers some steps on the DBs, make him go long, make him do these double moves, I think they could really find success in the second half.
And we see the Buddies offense, of course. You talked about GM as we came into the game, saying that now they have such a they have a legit offense. Adding to that, what they're known for is their defense. What have they done to be able to be in this position?
They've just been calling the right plays. They're taking what Meta Mayhem has been giving them. We see a couple of costly shifts on the Meta Mayhem defense have caused Buddies receivers to be more than open, able to bring it into the end zone relatively easily. I think for now, Fred P is just business as usual for him. He takes what they're giving him. He's marching up the field, and he knows what's working for him. He's a seasoned quarterback. He knows how to hold his own.
Yeah, and we'll see if Alex Hollowak, a seasoned quarterback in his own right, can start to chip away at this lead as the Meta Mayhem offense takes the field once again. He waits for the ball, gets a snap, looks left, delivers. Again, the ball underthrown.
Dropped.
It's a tough catch for James Olkowski to make.
So what's the decision here? If you're Alex Hollowak, should you try to go deep right away, get the momentum back, get your team fired up again? They look beat on, they look down. Do you try to go for a quick score, get your momentum back up, or you drive the field and show the buddies that you're greedy and you can actually put up with them?
Yeah, and you know what? Putting up with each other is a big part of the game. When both teams warned at half about the chirping GM that you mentioned a little bit early in the game. Hollowak setting up his offense.
I don't even think we've seen the end of it.
I don't think we have either. That delayed route again by Jeff Moscato. It's been open all game. It's open once again. The moonwalk to a spot that's just shy of the first down. And we see Meta Mayhem starting to move the ball forward. Great catch by Jeff Moscato and impressive moonwalking.
Also important in this game is that we're noticing, Simon alluded to it a little bit before, that the Meta Mayhem are starting to look a little bit more dejected, a little bit more tired. We see how the extra players on Les Budets are really becoming important. They have fresh players on the field consistently. They're still full of energy. You see their body language.
And the ball's thrown short again to James Olkowski. There just seems to be an issue with rhythm on that play. They keep running it, the short hook to the left side.
Pease, I ask you now, is Alex Hollowak rattled? These are uncharacteristic throws for him to be underthrowing. Do you think it's a question of him being rattled, or is it more testament to Les Buddies who are not allowing separation from the defenders?
I don't think he was expecting necessarily a defense as quick as they are. It seems like he wants to avoid making a mistake instead of making a big play. Let's see what he can do now on fourth down. Hollowak gets the ball, looks to his left, rolls a bit right, throws it off his back foot, almost picked off by Guillaume Paquette.
Turnover on downs.
Instead, we have a turnover on downs.
A little bit of
defense.
a dance as well in front of Alex Hollowak to add insult to injury here.
Well, the rusher was really in his face. Hollowak is having a lot of trouble with Eric Vigneault tonight. The defense is really on point. They're letting the receivers get the first cut, and then they're really playing under. They're really cutting the routes. It's been working really nicely for them, and they're having a really tough time tonight.
Fred Dupuis now leading his offense back on the field. He
Surveys the scene.
gets the ball, looks right, left, right again, and then hits the center as we see Vincent Cueto open once again. The two snappers have been open, guys, and we're starting to see we're seeing the damage being done right up the middle of the field. Cueto makes yet another catch. Great ball placement by Fred Dupuis.
I mean, I don't need to be the one who mentions the importance of a center
Right?
throughout the Flag Plus sport in general.
They're useless.
However, with that,
The
with
most
that in
important
mind,
position.
we're seeing added importance here as both of the players are really the defining factor of their team's offense thus far.
And Les Budets' offense taking a snap inside the red zone. Not that Dupuis is going to run anyway, but they're in the red zone. Ball snapped, looks, pumps, deflected by Jeff Moscato.
Moscato just managed to get a hand on it, saw where that pass was going, and was able to interrupt it in time.
He still looks a little ginger from his previous injury. Is ginger the right word to use there?
Well, he does have dark hair, so
Maybe he's just ginger where his soul's supposed to be. You have nothing to say there.
I have
No.
Yeah, I've
nothing
never
to
seen
know
you
about that.
speechless, GM. But an offense that has been anything but speechless has been Les Budets. They've had a lot to say about this game. They set up once again. Cueto with the ball, looks to snap it into the hands. Dupuis pumps again, that huge pump fake.
Able to
Rolls
get away from Terrence Adams.
right in the hands of Alex Gauthier, and another touchdown. We're starting to see Les Budets start to pull away in the second half.
It was
Now 26 to
interesting
7.
too, though, because
Yeah.
the Meta Mayhem defenders were able to disrupt the Buddies receivers, but with Terrence Adams not able to tackle Fred Dupuis, you can only hold coverage for so long, and Fred Dupuis was able to find the open man there.
Was that the dagger, Jim?
It's going to be real difficult coming back from a 26-7 deficit right now.
Dupuis with the ball, pumps, delivers, and Alex Gauthier catching in traffic and then running it in despite the collapsing Meta Mayhem receivers.
Jeff Moscato looks uncomfortable on the field. He's walking, limping-ish. He looks uncomfortable trying to cover.
Gingerly.
Not just Jeff Moscato, but you look at the body language of all the Meta Mayhem receivers right now. They're unhappy with themselves. They need to get motivated and get back into this game mentally before they can actually get back into this game and score and put up some points on the board.
Simo, you know something about being unhappy with yourself. How do they fix this?
I think they need I actually think they need to score right now, like on this very play.
A stellar review here. Drag route for Danny Demore, a little bit high, unable to corral it in, and we see the wheels falling off rather quickly now.
What I meant was that the offense doesn't just need to find his rhythm. It needs to find the ways to make the buddies feel intimidated. Right now, the buddies are very confident with themselves. It feels like they're controlling this game, and Meta Mayhem are just trying to find ways to fight back. They need to actually find a way to score,
Be
go
proactive.
deep, force it. You're down by 20 anyways. You need to take risks. If they don't take any risk, they're killing themselves with the clock.
And you said the right word before, cocky more than even confident even. And a great pass, James Nowakowski on the right side. Now it seems that Holloway having more success throwing that hook to the right side. And a great catch by James Mini Gronk Nowakowski.
It was a good play, good catch. They still got good yards in, but Danny Damo was open on the post, down deep in the middle. It's strange to see your number one playmaker open and not to go to him.
And we see that that chirping there as well. Paquette and Nowakowski still exchanging words. It's not even close to being over.
And great play by Alex Gauthier. As he came around Jeff Moscato cleanly, did not even touch the receiver, knocks the ball to the ground.
We're seeing the emergence of a few more pick plays by Alex Holloway right now. He's having hooks and then receivers dragging underneath. It's not causing him great success right now. I think it's definitely a formula he needs to deviate a little bit away from here in order to put up some more points, especially being down by 20.
So basically, you're saying what I'm saying is right.
No, Simon.
In
We're
more
saying
words.
a third thing. Ball by Holloway. Delivered to Nowakowski on the sideline. Great catch.
Simo, I'm an FPF analyst. I can't tell you how to do something right. I can just tell you when you're doing something wrong.
Once
And,
again, Alawak
it's,
finds
the-
Nowakowski on the sidelines. It's like his
Key-
go-to receiver.
Key third down here as well for Meta Mayhem.
Alawak seems to check down to Nowakowski a lot as his key guy on the sideline. I'm still very confused by why Alawak is not trying to hit it deep down the field. It's what's been working for them all season long, and they're not going with the winning formula.
Some contact there, but Nowakowski managed to hold on, and a flag thrown on Guillaume Paquette, most likely for illegal contact.
Rough play.
Yeah.
It's going to get worse before it gets better as well. You see the officials discussing it amongst the three of them, how to proceed from here.
Referee Jack Nudie making the call. And they're calling the penalties, in fact, declined.
There was interference on the rusher as well. That's why it's been declined.
Okay. There we go.
Those
Missed the first half
those
of it.
aren't offsetting penalties, though. I think it does have more to do with the fact that from the angle, it's possible we're seeing an overruling from Steve Donald or Steve Hot giving their input as well.
And Holloway now looking to see, as we see, of course, as Simon mentioned, with the interference on the rusher allows. Oh, sorry.
What are you trying to say
No,
now?
I'm
Where
confused.
you're lost.
So what was the what was the penalty call?
There is no penalty.
no penalty. All right.
Paquette once again jumping that route, interrupting a pass intended for James Nowakowski. We're seeing that matchup unfold.
We've said it earlier in the game. The Liberty's defense are playing a lot of man-to-man coverage. They're jumping routes, and Alawak is not even trying to get his receivers to do any double moves. They're just sitting there on slants, sitting there on hooks, and Liberty's are looking very good right now.
They are, and they've been playing tight defense in the red zone all game. Hence, only 7 points on the board for Meta Mayhem. 227 points by Le Bade. Alex Holloway getting the ball in his hand, looking right, delivering right, and James Nowakowski knocked down as the ball hits the ground.
once again, we see Ottawa trying to go in front of the goal line, trying to get these big plays on, but the Buddies seem to know the playbook know Ottawa's playbook. They're sitting on the goal line, they're forcing in between receivers, and it's not working for them.
Not only that, they're very quick receivers. They're all very speedy. They have great football instincts. They jump the ball well. So pick plays are not an ideal for a team like this.
And Alex Holloway with the play call leads his offense back out there. Jeff Moscato sets the snap. Holloway with the ball, looks right again, throws the drag to Danny Demore, and he gets deflagged just outside the end zone.
You also see Eric Vigneault, rusher for the Buddies, coming in like a bat out of hell. Holloway has barely enough time to make his first read, let alone release the ball, and we're seeing it's becoming more and more difficult for him here.
Well, Eric Vigneault got the hand on the ball. The ball came out of Holloway's hand a bit shabby. It wasn't looking so good, but it's still connected with Damos right in his chest. Managed to get it out of it. They managed to get some yardage, but this is getting really tough for them. They're really close to the end zone. It's a very tough yardage. It's good for the Buddies right now. It's better for the Buddies than Minamam that they actually got that yardage.
It seems that way. As we've said, it's the tight defense by Les Buddies. Holloway with the ball, rolls right, buying time, back of the end zone. There we go.
There we go.
And it's a touchdown to Danny Love Demore.
The only play that Alouettes decides to go in back of the end zone on cross plays, on second moves, connects, touchdown. Les Buddies are really playing in the front of the end zone, and they just got confused right there.
And we see Holloway, like he did late in the first half, using his feet to buy time because, as we've said, the rush has been
Eric
Vigneault absolutely has been disruptive. So I think we'll see more of that as we move on. In the convert now, Holloway getting the ball in his hands. He scans the field, and it is knocked down. So score stands at 27-13 for Les Buddies.
We see Alex Gauthier has really been everywhere on defense for Les Buddies. He's been disrupting. He's been deflecting a lot of passes intended for Meta Mayhem receivers, and has just been a stalwart player right now, shutting down that left side of the field and keeping Alex Holloway guessing.
Well, this game is not over yet. I see if Meta Mayhem could actually make it turnover right now, an interceptions, turnover on downs, anything happen on defense, they could actually come back from this with only 14 points away. It's not over yet.
Fred Dupuis scans, gets the ball in his hands, throws it out to Alex Gauthier with a quick move before his flag falls off.
With that in mind, the time clock is moving fast. We have less than 10 minutes left in this Division 3 final.
Absolutely, and the time clock is different from every other sort of clock because they're not used to tell time.
Like a chronograph?
Chronograph. Well done.
Thank you. A barometer?
A barometer as well. A barometer is not a clock at all, mind you.
It has a dial in hands.
Fair. That's fair. Simo, you have a dial in hands. What do you think about this game so far?
Do I really?
I'd imagine. Dupuis
Finding his center again, able to make Thomas Zorko miss. The eventual tackle by Alex Holloway. However, with that in mind, Vincent Coiteux gets his team the first down.
If Les Buddies score right here, this game is most likely over. The Minamam needs to find a way to shut down this offense. It's really tough. They can't cover them deep, and they can't cover short on the snapper. Every team seems to be working for Dupuis tonight.
And there's still quite a bit of time left, but as you said, Simon, they will need to make a stop. Meta Mayhem will in order to stay in this game. Of course, the short bench definitely affecting them in this case. Dupuis getting his offense set. Looks left to right, gets the ball in his hand. Pumps again.
Oh!
Picked up by Danny Demore.
Who has enough foresight to take a knee in the end zone to get that touchback as well.
That was a beautiful play by Danny Demore. He really sit in between the receivers. Dupuis wanted to go for the touchdown, wanted to go for the big play. Danny Demore anticipated it, got the pick.
Simon, you said it as well. It was time for Meta Mayhem to make a play. Otherwise, it would have been a little bit too far out of reach for them with Les Buddies taking the lead. With that in mind, Danny Demore steps up, gets that interception, and gives his team a fighting chance.
Holloway with the ball, and now maybe with some momentum. He waits for the snap. Gets it in his hand. Ball thrown to Danny Demore, who had fallen earlier in his route. Just the timing disrupted on that play. And it's a ball incomplete. Second down for Meta Mayhem.
The play calling was pretty strange in my opinion. He had his wide receivers go deep on hooks where the corners are sitting deep, playing deep zones. He should have switched it around a little bit. The play calling might have not been perfect right there, but I expect Mena Mayhem to pick up from it.
Hollowak waiting for the snap once again from Jeff Moscato. Jeff Moscato gets Alex Hollowak gets the ball, throws it out to Moscato, who makes the catch, getting out near the first down marker.
You hear the crowd getting much more into it now as well.
Well, this game just changed around. They're only down by 14 points. If they can actually manage to punch it in somehow right now, there's still about 7 minutes left in this game. They could actually pull a comeback.
Jeff Moscato takes his palm tree haircut into the huddle, allowing, basically keeping his boys focused, I believe. That's really been his presence all season long. He sets to deliver the ball. Snaps it to Hollowak.
Hollowak looks, finds Nowakowski
Wide
out in
open.
the back.
And Simon, it's like we said once again, it seems as though he's got an ear into the huddle as he calls the short hook this time. An ear into the broadcast booth in any case. He takes a page out of our book here, throws a short hook to Nowakowski instead of throwing them deeper as he had been earlier, and Nowakowski making a great catch on the sideline.
As we said before, Nowakowski seems to be all the wax checked down tonight, and it's been working really nice for him. They've been at a lot. They had a lot of connections. They've been at a lot of yardage, and it's a very two-receiver offense right now. We see Nowakowski getting hooks. We see Moscato getting slants. We don't see a lot of contribution from the other guys.
And Moscato making a catch in traffic there. Once again, the snappers in this game having a huge impact.
Not only that, but I'm sure the Meta Mayhem receivers would tell you, we will take what it's a necessary evil right now, despite the fact that it's only Nowakowski and Moscato. They will take it wholeheartedly right now to keep them back in this game, to give their team a fighting chance.
Alex Hollowak with the ball, rolls right, avoids the rush. He's going to run. Hollowak spins, gets deflagged at the 2-yard line.
He still managed to get a first down. Beautiful run by Alex Hollowak. Good instincts, good speed. He beat the rusher on it and managed to get good yardage.
It is not being called a first down as of yet.
Is he just short?
No, it is. It is in fact the first down. Jack Moody has finally signaled it.
And in the red zone now, Alex Hollowak sets to get the ball in his hand, maybe finally slowing down the rush from Eric Vigneault. Ball thrown to the back of the end zone. Touchdown, Thomas Zorko.
Look,
unsung warrior for this
team.
team.
We mentioned before it was a 2-receiver game here. The buddies started to key in on Nowakowski and Moscato. One intended target, one catch for Thomas Zorko. A huge touchdown for his team right now. You hear the crowd going wild as well.
And it's now once again a game as it is 27-19. Would you go for 1 or 2 in this instance, Simon?
I would go for 2 because you're down by 8 points. So if you only go for 1, the opposite as the up on you. They're actually going for 1. Maybe they're more comfortable with 1. They really cannot afford to miss this convert.
And Hollowak steps back, throws, and it's picked off in the end zone by Guillaume Paquette, trying to bring it back. Gets deflagged, but would have probably been a flag guard as he swatted the hand of Jeff Moscato as he ran by.
Well, now they're up by 8 points. 8 points is a very big margin in FBF. Even if the buddies get stopped here on offense, they still have a good edge on defense. Mena Mayhem needs to go for 2 and actually connects just to tie up the game. I like how the buddies are set up right now.
And the buddies take the offense. They were the lower seed despite coming in with an 82 record compared to Mena Mayhem's 6-4 record, just being the lower seed in the playoff rankings. Just getting the ball in his hand, looking, pumps, delivers over the middle of the field to JCB net, and incomplete.
We do see the momentum of this game shifting right now. Buddies seem to be a little bit more quiet, turning inwards, and we're seeing Meta Mayhem up on themselves now. We're seeing that body language we mentioned earlier in the game changing. They know that they have control of this game right now. Terrence Adams at that line of scrimmage, staring down Fred Dupuis, showing him that he's not done yet.
And again, we've talked about the trash talk between these two teams, the emotions getting high between these two teams, and it continues once again as these are two teams known for being a little bit chatty, a little bit chirpy, and we're seeing it on display now.
3 minutes left in this game here. Fred Dupuis waiting for his snap.
Dupuis with the ball, looking, delivers. Oh, and it was almost caught. Almost a beautiful catch by Guillaume Paquette, but
Cornelius Fleury just blanket coverage right there on Guillaume Paquette. We mentioned he was the one put in front of Guillaume Paquette earlier, really showing his worth right now.
Dupuis looks frustrated on offense. It's the second drive in a row. He looks frustrated. His receivers are not catching the balls he's throwing away. the Minimam is really catching fire right now, and this could be the play of the game.
And we'll see how that unfolds as Dupuis leads his offense. And the chant defense coming from the
Being led by
Metamayhem.
Lance Daniel.
Being led by Lance Daniel, no regard fame. Ball in the hand, pump, and just thrown out of bounds.
Way out of bounds.
Miscommunication between Dupuis and his receiver.
It
Receiver
looked-
never
Dupuis
stopped.
Is starting to pay a little bit more attention to Terrence Adams as well now, being frustrated with this big punt.
Fred Dupuis and Julien Dubé weren't on the same page. He never stopped. Dupuis threw where he thought his receivers would be. He's forced to punt. Minuteman was back with the ball, down by 8 late in the second half.
And it looked as though he was expecting a comeback, as you said, Simon. Instead, he ran it straight through. Ball falling harmlessly to the curtain. Holloway getting the Metamayhem offense on the field after turnover on downs. And we heard the chant Holloway from the crowd as well. Holloway looks. Terrence Adams open over the middle of the field. It's deflected and picked off. It is
A very, very costly tip, tipping it upwards and into the hands of the awaiting Sebastien Simon. It is now time. I think Metamayhem need to be thinking about their timeouts here in this game because there's not much left.
There's about less than a minute left in this game to 5 plays. Terrence Adams just costed his team a lot with this tipped interception. Sebastien Simon came out big once again with
3
his third
INTs here
interception
thus
tonight.
far.
A hat trick on defense. He's really been playing strong football.
And how much does the absence of Jeremy Anderson this game impact Metamayhem, as Terrence Adams is not normally on the offensive side of the ball for Metamayhem?
I think it's more costing them on offense than it is on defense. Their defense is playing good. They're restraining the Buddies to 27 points so far. I don't think it's a matter of. I don't think it's really a cost on the defense. It's really his absence on offense is showing up where they're only forced to play with 2 receivers.
I did say offense, Timo. Thank you for the analysis.
The rest of us are really just waiting for our time to talk rather than listening to you.
Lemonades get the ball. Dupuis looks, delivers to his right, and
Furley once again
Huge play.
disrupting that ball intended for Guillaume Paquette.
Cornelius Furley looking like an angry Conan O'Brien as he makes a great play on the receiver. Honestly, great break on the ball. We've seen it all game long. He's been a big part of the Metamayhem defense today.
Looks like there is a timeout being called right now.
And Metamayhem trying to extend the game as long as they can, hoping to get the ball to Alex Holloway for another chance to tie the game and perhaps get into overtime. Terrence Adams set to rush to Dupuis, set to get the snap. Vincent Couture sets, delivers the ball to Fred Dupuis. Dupuis pumps, delivers it deep, and it is caught by Alex Gauthier, and it's a touchdown on a somersault.
You saw him really land on his back and propel himself upwards back onto his feet and into the end zone.
Great
From
connection.
his shoulders or something? I don't know. I didn't even know that was possible for a human being to do.
Great
It's like a
connection.
Spider-Man maneuver.
Great chemistry between Dupuis and Alex Gauthier. Gauthier crossed all the way from the field, catches the ball for at least a first down, ends up being a touchdown.
It looked like the defender in that zone, Alex Holloway, had his head over shoulder one way and was not able to shift in time to get back to the play at hand.
Les Bodets set to deliver their 1-point conversion. Dupuis waits for the snap, scans, gets the ball, rolls right, throws it out to JCB net. It is in fact conversion.
But they are up 15 points with about 5 plays left in this game.
It's not looking good. 34-19. And it's been all about Paquette, Gauthier, and Simon in this game. That's what I've seen.
Jack Nudie whistling blowing the whistle 3 times, signifying 5 plays left in this game. Metamayhem are going to need to score now if they have any hope at all of a comeback.
Right, they're going to need to score quick and some help. Guys, so far, who's been the player of the game in your mind?
I would say Sebastien Simon on defense. He has 3 interceptions. 2 were big interceptions. He turned the ball over. He shut Metamayhem's offense. And he's forcing them to throw short. The grind is too tight.
We saw standout players early on, standout players starting to emerge later on in this game. We saw Guillaume Paquette early on, Alex Gauthier later on in the game, but the constant so far has been Sebastien Simon. From up here in the booth, I would say that he is a great candidate for Finals MVP thus far.
Holloway gets the ball as he receives the snap, scans the field, chucks it out, caught by Danny Demore on the back shoulder. He cuts up the field. I think this is the one. They got to take a shot now. They need to take a shot now because they're running out of plays.
with that in mind, even scoring here, whether they get that convert or not, the ball is going to go back into the hands of Les Buddies, and they're going to be in perfect position just to end the game there on a high note.
I believe so as well. As with a 15-point differential, as we've seen, Les Buddies leading 34-19, really late, perhaps too late for Meta Mayhem.
What was the point differential I said before the game?
12. It's going to be more than that though, as it's picked off. And Marc-Antoine Bellany.
Shifty Billini shifts all the whack, celebrates in the end zone, pick 6.
Is he off for 5 plays to start next season? And he celebrates, of course, in Merton Hank style. Labor Days take it as it's 40-19. Huge win. Labor Days winning their first championship in franchise history, despite having lost 2 times on this field before. Thoughts, gentlemen?
It's been really refreshing to see. They've been solid thus far. It's always nice to see a team who keeps on trucking. They didn't execute in the Division 5 finals, had a rough outing in the Division 4 finals, moved up to Division 3, and third time's a charm.
Simo, you're a loser at life. How do the losers in this game look to rebuild?
Well, Minuteman played good. I mean, they made it to the championship. They played good. They played solid ball up to here. They were a bit let down in the first half. They came back nicely in the second half. I think their defense showed up big without Jeremy Anderson. Offense did good as well. Minuteman played good, but Labor Days were just better tonight.
Yeah, and for Labor Days, we see they assembled to receive their trophy. Great game on both sides of the ball. Look at them. They're celebrating like a group of friends.
Like winners?
Like winners do. And they're receiving the trophy, as we said. Honestly, it's been nothing but a heartwarming victory for a group of friends, as the team name would describe. As Shane Turgeon steps forward to receive the trophy, hoists it up as the team holds it together. They just look excited, guys.
They've played really good all season long. We've been talking about them a lot. They were the favorite coming into this game. They dominated. Sébastien Simon gets the MVP. Well deserved with 3 interceptions. The defense looked good on the Labor Days look good on defense. Will earn trophy.
I believe that's the case. It's been just absolutely, the guys dominant on both sides of the ball, wouldn't you say?
A very, very underrated athlete we've been seeing throughout the seasons. He's been a champion of Les Buddies, called into rush when they need, playing every defensive position on the field with relative ease. He's definitely a go-to player for this team. We've seen him really evolve as a player throughout the seasons as well.
I agree. Guys, it's been a great season. As we wrap up the Division 3 championship, Labor Days again winning it 40-19. Any final thoughts before we move on?
I think we had an exciting game. It looked not so good at halftime, but Ben came back and gave us a good finale. But Labor Days really took it home tonight.
I think it's been testament to the caliber of teams in Division 3 right now that teams like Meta Mayhem, like Les Buddies, were able to compete in this final despite so many front runners coming in early on. We saw that it was really anyone's game here as the playoffs unfolded, with these 2 teams making it to the final.
And that's about it, gentlemen. We see Labor Days, your Division 3 champions, as they pose for their picture. Great game, top to bottom, for Simon Dagenet and Jim Calethris. I am Pease Delariz, reminding you that once again, the Division 3 champions, Labor Days, 40-19.
They won.
They won. Great game, gentlemen, and thank you all for tuning in.